Hello, Live 2025. I'm glad to be here. I'm here to introduce HTML applications and my platform for hosting them, Hyperclay. Um, so HTML applications are just single HTML files that can overwrite themselves. Pretty much we just need a save endpoint, and that's the entire stack. The HTML file can be modified through DevTools or through its own UI or through a mobile responsive code editor that's in the cloud or on your computer. And then it will sync to a live website and be updated instantly and can be shared with anyone. The idea behind this is to capture the intuitiveness of a computer file, which is really a nice abstraction because computer files are readable, writable, deletable, take apartable, right? You can like kind of view the source code of a lot of computer files and modify them in place. And they take on the properties of physical objects, which I think when you get that close to the intuitiveness of a physical object, you've achieved, one of the pinnacles of UX design. And so that's my goal with transforming HTML files into, single purpose HTML applications, is to capture the intuitiveness of a file with the dynamic power of HTML to be able to control style, state, functionality, behavior, all in one file. Let me show you how that works. So here's my dashboard with a bunch of different applications I've written. These are all single file applications. Here's a Kanban board where I can reorganize the Kanban board and save it. And then if I view it as an anonymous user, you can see it's reordered. I can type into any of these fields, reorder any of them, and they'll update. There's PageWriter, which accomplishes one of my dreams, which is just having a place where I can put my thoughts instantly without having to have a blog. And I get formatting and code syntax highlighting out of the box. And it's just an HTML file that overwrites itself. This one's kind of unique because the WYSIWYG editor that it uses, called Quill.js, outputs like a structured JSON format. So the way this works is it uses a script tagged on the page to store its database. So if you look inside of Quill data, we get this kind of like JSON object with all of the formatted content. And so we're using the DOM literally as a database. Then we have Panphora, which is my personal website, which I can edit inline with these content editable fields, but I can also edit the date with a built-in modal. I can reorder the page. I can switch the category of my projects. I can update one project and it will update all the other matching projects on the page. And then I have a landing page builder, and this landing page builder lets you type in, your company, and you can format it with Markdown, and it uses these little, edit controls combined with Markdown formatting to let you quickly fill out a landing page that you can then publish, and then anyone can view, and they will no longer be able to see the edit controls. And it uses this kind of unique, fill in the blanks approach, which I think would have been nice when I was first building landing pages. Let me take you through the foundational concepts of building an HTML app. So the idea is to contain the administrator UI in the same file as the viewable UI. And so the way we do that is through the save phase, the save, strip, restore cycle. And we basically strip out all admin controls from the page so that we're left with a static document. when we save. And then when the page loads, we load all of the admin UI back in. So we have a bunch of attributes for this. Let me take you through a simple to-do list. So this is an example of an edit mode content editable. So this will be the content editable attribute will be added to this element when the page loads, and it will be stripped out when the page saves. Persist, for example, this will make this input read only when it's in view mode. Or sorry, no, it won't. It will just persist. It will just persist any text or any checkbox checked attribute to the DOM, and it will do the same for like if this was type text, it would persist the text to the DOM. It would be edit mode input that would make it read only, or in this case, disabled, because read only doesn't work on checkboxes. And then we have button option edit mode. Option edit mode just makes it so that if edit mode is set to true, then this button will be shown. Otherwise, it will be hidden. So there's a lot of attributes like this built into Hyperclay, but then you can also just add your own because you can hook into the save, strip, restore cycle yourself. One of the best things I've added to the DOM is this all.js library, which allows you to filter the DOM like jQuery, but using native DOM methods. And then we have Hyperclay Local, which allows you to start Hyperclay in a local folder on your computer. And this is free and open source. And it allows you to take all of these HTML apps that you make and then use them as applications on your computer. And so you can have these self-contained HTML files that just work and are portable, and you can send to other people and they can use them and host them themselves as either static websites or as editable websites. One example of that is on Valtown. This is a platform for creating full stack applications very easily. And we have an open source version of Hyperclay on there where you can use Valtown's own authentication. Another example, so we want to basically make HTML files kind of have a powerful API behind them. So you can edit the code in, like I said, a mobile responsive code editor. You can duplicate any HTML file on the platform that anyone made. You can view past versions and restore past versions of your HTML files. You can attach custom domains. You can enable signups, which we'll get to in 1 second, and you can rename and delete. And then another kind of API we're going to add on top is the ability to version your apps so that you can extract data from an older version of the app and then add it into a new version of the app. And the way we'll do this is through this API, which allows us to call this data endpoint and pass in a JSON-looking object. And I'll show you that right here. So this is what it looks like, and we can pass in this object to format to return JSON back to us by scanning the DOM. So this is an attribute selector that looks for all posts and puts them in an array. For each post, it gets the date, and it gets the date property of the date element. It also gets the date text. By default, it's going to look for text content here, so we don't need to actually add text content. It gets the description of each post. For each post, it gets all the projects that it has, and it puts them in an array. It selects each project with its project attribute, and et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea. So it's a very simple syntax, for turning an HTML file into an API. And now basically you have your own CMS, right? So I've built my own CMS with my own UI right here, and even my own admin UI built on top of it. And then I've very simply, just by live coding a JSON-like structure in the URL bar, turn this into an API that outputs structured data and can be imported elsewhere, and also used to upgrade this site in the future if I want to extract all the data and then insert that data into an updated, version 2 of that. And then why would we need that? So we have this example of a HTML file that has signups enabled. And so this is an application that lets you move around and check off items on your to-do list by kind of playing this adventure game. And it has signups enabled. And if I click sign up, I can sign up for an account, and then I go to my dashboard, and then I get the actual application. And you can see here, I've already checked off the first one. I've unlocked this orb of start recording, and then I explained Hyperclay, and then I'm going to go down here and finish the video. And this is an HTML app, so I can also save it, and it will save my progress. And then I can send this to someone else, and they will see my progress, but not being able to edit the page because I'm the owner of the page, and they are not. So this was turning HTML files into applications. I hope you enjoyed it. You don't need to use any of our, special attributes. We also strongly encourage using jQuery. It feels really natural to just be able to modify the DOM and just have the DOM permanently update. And it makes putting malleable websites online really easy. And you can basically just build your own single file CMS in a few lines of code. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Bye.